What's up, guys? We're live, and my name is Hobo Nichol, and this is the hot seat, and we have got Tango Joe. What's up, Tango Joe?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the hot seat with your host, Chris Nichol. Are you ready for a ride?
So I don't know if an ad played beforehand, so we'll sit here and give it 10 or 15 seconds so that we're not halfway into a question and people wonder what happened. And if you're watching this on the replay, too bad.
Hey, should have showed up last night.
Yeah. Okay, so Christy's talking about your hair down. Oh, well, you know what we forgot? We forgot the thing that we were both going to do.
Oh, let's wait till Booger gets here.
There she is.
Hey, hey, Booger, look.
We got to get dressed.
All right. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Welcome to the Christmas extravaganza of the hot seat. It's going to be like an episode of Oprah. There's going to be giveaways. But we're going to do it part ways through the show. So you got to stay tuned because there's going to be some things that you got to put in the comments after the video's on to enter in for this prizes. All right, Joe. We'll get this rolling. Where are you from?
Right now, I happen to be on Long Island in New York State. And that's right. The island is an island. I don't care what the Supreme Court says. This is an island.
Family, wife, kids, dog, pets.
You know, as a matter of fact, I've got a wife. I took her to high school prom in 1981, so we've been together forever. 2 kids, and I do happen to have a little teeny little dog. So I've covered all those bases. Life's good.
Go. Checking the box. All right, we're gonna get into the hard-hitting questions if you're ready. What made you What made you decide to start a YouTube channel?
I actually had just watched a few people doing these videos, and it's been a while, and I go, that looks like it'd be pretty fun. And to get over my initial shyness, bought a little teeny camera and said, hey, let's give this a try. And plus, since YouTube gave you a channel for free, hey, if it's free, it's for me.
So you actually have more than one channel.
Yes, I have my Tango Joe channel, which I've been a little bit more, getting on more. And I do have a Tango Spice channel, which is the one I started. And there are some old videos shot with old equipment there that they look pretty bad, but they were fun to do.
I watched one of your older videos where it was really windy or really snowy. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I'm a weather geek. I love to watch the Weather Channel and Intellicast, and I've got a radar set up. And if it's going to be really crappy outside, you can guarantee I'll be outside with a camera.
All right, Joe. So what do you do for a living?
My main job is I'm in construction supply. I sell rebar and welded wire fabric for construction. And for a very cool hobby, I do the spice business.
All right. So speaking of spices, Lyle No Hippie Barbecue wanted to know, how'd you get into the spice business?
Well, Lyle, that's a very interesting question. Thanks for asking. A long time ago, we were having a party, and my wife makes a killer spaghetti salad. I mean, nice pasta with olives and pepperoni and spices. And she would consistently use this one brand of spice that you could buy off the rack. Then all of a sudden they stopped selling it. And I'm like, well, this is crap. So I went and I got the ingredients. I mixed it up. It was actually pretty darn good. And I just started doing that from there. And at one point I came up with another one and entered a amateur food contest. And right off the bat, I placed. I think I got 3rd out of 400 entrants or something. So I'm like, hey, this might work.
Cool. So our Swedish friend Lassie wants to know one spice that is just for show that can be omitted and one spice that cannot be.
For me, then let's speak about what's happening lately in the hot sauce world, the spice world, and the hot food world is something like dried, ground up, the really, really hot stuff for ghost peppers in this. I mean, people buy it and you almost can't eat it. And if you see a company like McJack in the burger comes up with their scorpion pepper burger, you know it's gone too far. I think some of the overly hyped hot stuff is just, that's for show. Yeah, there you go. What's that, a $35 chip? You know,
I don't know. I got it sent to me, and
yeah.
it was the worst idea I ever had in my life.
To me, that seems like that's all for show. I mean, for the general public, that ain't going to work. And stuff you can never omit. Start right at the bat. Black pepper. You got to have black pepper. I'm a fan of cumin. I love cumin. Fennel. I use fennel quite a bit. So there's a bunch of them that you really can't omit, but right at the top of the bat, you can't omit black pepper. That goes on everything. And garlic.
All right. What's your channel all about? We're getting some kind of feedback. I'm not sure from what.
Maybe if I change one of my speakers. My Tango Joe channel, which I'm going to probably try to beef up in 2018. I've been kind of lax, as you people know lately. I call it cooking and adventure. I like going places and taking my camera and maybe taking you folks along on a trip. Sort of like when I do the barbecue things in Manhattan, and I'm showing you what the barbecue guys from all over the country are cooking, or if we go out, just to cool places around. I like the adventure part, and then whatever we're cooking on the weekends.
Cool. So what do you use to record your videos?
When I first started, I had this camera here, and it's like this little Sony Webby. I think these things cost $80 when they came out, and you could really thrash on these. They did pretty good. And right now I'm using a Canon M3. It's a neat little camera. It's one of those DSLRs. It's the inexpensive one. It's not like the really, huge expensive one, but it does what I want. So nothing too horribly expensive, but the M3 works great lately.
Cool. I kind of forgot about the chat for a moment.
Say hey, Dan at Smoky Goodness, Blood Rock on.
Texas style cuisine. Yeah, cuisine. Well, I've not even had one drink yet. This is not going to be good. Texas style cuisine wants to know, Joe, have you been back to the gambling stick?
That Johnny at Texas Style. Have you been to the Gambling Stick? I was only there once when I was down in Nashville for a precast concrete conference, and I was looking for a barbecue joint, and that was an out of the town place. And I tell everybody, if you're in Nashville, get to the Gambling Stick. The place is beautiful, and I will. The only reason I'm ever going to go back to Nashville is to go to the Gambling Stick.
Smoky Goodness, has the weather gotten any better for you? You said you were having ice storms or something in the continuously running commentary that a couple people are having on one of my videos, which I'm enjoying the life out of.
Wow,
all right,
Tess is here. Hi, Tess. How are you?
So who taught you how to cook?
Both of my parents were pretty darn good cooks. My dad could whip up some amazing food, either indoors or outdoors. And this is back, and I do tell people, like back in the 60s when charcoal lighter fluid was king and everybody used it. I still have charcoal lighter fluid sometimes. So it brings back memories of the 60s barbecue. My dad was a great cook. And then later on, my mom, when she was raising us on her own, she was amazing with the budget cooking. And I still remember some meals that must have cost $3 that to me were feasts. So just watching them do with a whole bunch or with a very little bit, it just was great.
All right. So this question came up 2 or 3 times.
Uh-oh.
You already know what it is. Keith wants you to explain in depth about how good this is, but Christy wants to know, plans on making your own fried brain sandwich. And I'm going to add to that because I don't know the backstory on that. So go ahead and expound on that as much as you'd like.
Ladies and gentlemen, the brain sandwich. Now, the reason I'm into the brain sandwich is because of Keith Bettag. He, when I first wanted to go to the Labor Day extravaganza, he's like, hey, I live in Evansville, Indiana. And I'm like, who knows what Evansville is about? And if you type in what to do in Evansville, the first thing that comes up is feasting on asphalt with, what's that dude's name from the Food Channel, the blonde fella, the sign.
Oh, Guy Fieri.
No, no. He's the fake blonde guy. But the first video that comes up is this dude went and got a brain sandwich. And so we had to get one. And the first time we did, it's this humongous deep fried brain on a bun. And I couldn't eat it fast enough. It was so good. Oh, the guy's name was Alton Brown. You can
Oh,
go
okay.
look up Alton Brown feasting on asphalt, and he does the brain sandwich. And his video is way less cool than Pivies or Boogers. I mean, Pivies and Booger, and I got to have brain sandwiches with those two ladies. What a dream come true.
Elton Brown's actually, I don't know if you guys know or care about this, but started doing these tours. And there's a smaller town from me, probably half hour south of me. That's, I don't know, population 10,000, but he was at their little civic center community thing and has like, it's like a concert, but he does like cooking related food science type stuff. And I guess there's music. I haven't been able to attend one, but about once a year it seems like it comes through. Check it out if you haven't had the opportunity to even hear about it.
Yeah, sounds good. Alton's a pretty cool guy. I mean, I wouldn't mind hanging out with him for a bit. And speaking, I see Barlow was talking about getting up to Keith's house, and right now I'll tell you, next Labor Day, get yourselves to Indiana, get yourselves to Keith and Karen's and Terry's for the Labor Day party because it's so much fun. There's so many YouTubers. It's just like a big family reunion. You got to get there.
I'm gonna try my best. I'm not sure if with work and stuff going on, but I will. It's on my list of if it's possible, I'm there. All right, Max Barbecue Team wants to know what makes you so damn cool.
You know what? I've asked myself that question. I've been asked that question by the police. It's just, I think it's just everybody who is cool themselves. You don't know cool unless you're cool yourself.
All right, so what's a weekday meal look like at your house?
Yeah. Sometimes it looks like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I mean, seriously. My wife works at the hospital and I work. And by the time you get home, it's like, unless we've cooked up something killer over the weekend and we're having, say, like pulled pork pizza from the pulled pork or rib meat enchiladas, midweek meals are hit or miss. And then it all depends on what we're going to cook on the weekends. Let's see, Sunday afternoon, we smoked up a big fresh kielbasa from Whistler Market in Riverhead. It was a 6-pound fresh kielbasa. That'll last you a couple of days.
Right. Roundhouse Ranch Barbecue. Who is RWH?
Yeah, I have no idea.
All right. He'll get back to us. That's the thing that's interesting because
Some people say I look like Leon Russell.
What a lot of people don't realize is there's an 8-second delay. So by the time I read it, it's probably 15 seconds later. So by the time I say it, it takes a 10 or 15 seconds for somebody to type it.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Meathead, we will not tell anybody that you're watching us at work. As long as you don't cut off a finger, everything's good.
He's got a busy night. I do know that. He sent me a text probably about an hour ago asking what time the show was, and he's probably going, hey, look, I got that whole cool blurry thing going on.
Oh, Ray Wiley Hubbard. I know Ray Wiley Hubbard.
All right. What's your favorite video you have made and why? And people, I don't know why the camera keeps zooming in and out. I'm getting a new one probably next week, so that should be a problem solved.
I like I said before, I like doing the travel videos where I'm going somewhere and filming where we are. But I think the all-time favorite video we filmed up at Keith Bettag's house. And it was a tag video. And I'm trying to remember what the tag was. But Troy from T. Roy Cooks asked the questions and I answered them. And Booger and Keith and everybody were sitting behind us like in a peanut gallery. And it was a scream. I mean, it was more laughter than it was answers. And that was, I think, one of the funniest, most fun videos we ever did.
All right. First giveaway of the night.
All right.
So in the comments section, you must type Meathead's real name is Chris. And I will send you, well, actually, I will get everything taken care of with Joe, and Joe will send you your choice of one bottle from the Tango Spice Company's website. So when the video's over, go into the comment section and type Meathead's real name is Chris. I will run the random comment generator until it lands on somebody who said that. Write your name down, get in contact with you. You'll send me your address. I will send it to Tango Joe with however much it costs, and he will mail it to you, and you'll get it. Keith, not in this comment. You gotta wait till the video's over, because these comments don't go down to the real comments. These are live chat comments. These disappear, so you can type whatever you want, call people names, and nobody will ever know you said it unless they're watching right now.
All right, I want to right now, excuse me, let's right now give a shout out to Mega Fred Zeppelin. He was just thanking everybody for participating in the music tag. And I'll tell you what, I'm not a tag guy, but Keith tagged me and I did it. And of all the tags, this was the most fun. So Mega Fred, rock it.
I just wrote this down so that I didn't forget what the keyword was.
Oh.
Chris with a CHRIS, Kent. And it's funny you did that, because I wrote Meathead's real name is Chris with a K, like my name's spelled. Does Meathead have to write it in the second person? Yes, he does.
And the answer is.
And by the way, if you guys don't know Meathead, he just passed 1,000 subscribers, and you know the deal. Hop off if you want to. Go check out his channel. Stay here. Check it out afterwards. I don't care what you do. But if you're not a subscriber to Meathead, go hop over, watch a couple videos, and give him a chance. All right. Ooh, one of my favorite questions. Funniest thing that's happened while you were recording that we never saw after editing?
Well, you know how much stuff lands on the floor in my edit booth? Man, I'm swimming in videotape. I think probably one of the things is we were doing the tour of the barbecue pits at the Big Apple Barbecue in Manhattan. This was 2 years ago. And as I'm walking backwards and then saying, hey, we're over by, Mueller's Barbecue, it was like, Mueller's Barbecue. And like over a rail I went. So I edited my crash and burn out of the final product.
All right. Oh, look, I had this weird thing where, remember what I told you before we did the show of if you accidentally start watching the actual video on YouTube, it screws you up?
I'm just watching the chat. Are you watching the video?
I clicked on the chat so that I could scroll up, make sure I didn't miss anything. And then I looked over and your mouth is moving. I'm going, I lost audio. I can't hear anything.
I was doing a Godzilla movie. I had the audio track set to misstep.
See, I'm letting you guys know how completely professional this whole thing is. Like I've got everything laid out. All right. I keep seeing Meathead's real name is Chris in this live chat. Put it in the comments after the video.
Yeah, so some of you people might have to stay up past your bedtimes to wait till we finish this, because depending on how much bullshit we throw your way, we could be here till like Christmas. Look, we have the hats. So wait till we finish and say good night, everybody, and then put your comments below.
Or go to bed. Wake up in the morning.
2 in the morning. There you go.
And remember,
don't go to bed now. Wait till we're done.
Or what you could do is watch this whole thing, go to bed, wake up in the morning, log in not in your name, and watch it a second time. Get multiple views. I don't think I can say that legally. I'll probably get something.
Oh.
Don't do that. Do not do that. All right. Robert Roy, if you didn't watch his live stream yesterday, he ended it with what sounded like my outtake videos. Wants to know, what do I have to do to get my hair that long?
Well, the first thing you need to do is stop cutting it. I mean, that's and I've gone through all the lengths. Right now, it's half as long as it was before I shaved my head. And it's taken me a couple of years to grow it back this long. But plus, you just got to have a whole bunch of girls who like to comb it because it gets to be it gets to be a hassle after a while.
Mr. Mega Fred Zeppelin says Joe makes an excellent Santa Claus. Rock on.
Well, I'm more like the young Santa Claus. I still have the color in my hair. I still have the shorter beard. I'm hoping to go gray one time, but we'll see what happens.
Santa Claus actually showed up at my house last weekend.
I see you got your stuff early.
Well, it was Mrs. Hobo's son's birthday, so Santa surprisingly showed up to give him a birthday present, which I really feel bad for the little guy because his birthday is actually on Tuesday. So his birthday is like a week before Christmas. So that's got to be like terrible when he gets older because people are going to be like, you get one gift.
Yeah,
I'm not giving you two.
Pick something good. I remember once, this is going back 20 some odd years, I played Santa Claus at my daughter's schools, and they're like in the second grade. And I had on the whole suit, and they're sitting on my lap, and they go, my dad has the same shoes as you. So.
All right. Kent Vantaweird wants to know, what's your favorite pit to cook on?
The favorite has to be my big one, my big Shirley smoker. It's the most all-around thing I've ever dreamed of having. I can use it as a huge cooker to cook. I can cook, 125 chicken halves, or I can use the warming box as a pit barrel cooker or as a WSM. I used it the other day to cook one piece of sausage, and I've cooked, 27 10-pound pork butts at one time. So I love that thing.
All right, Christy said her son just turned 2 today. Happy birthday to Christy's baby. And I'm assuming that the 2-year-old is probably in bed with her right now. I don't know if he's asleep or not, but little dude, happy birthday if you're watching.
Happy birthday, young man.
All right. I think I got the comments in the comment caught up. I will save this question for later. And speaking of Christy's question has made it to the permanent list of questions. Wants to know, what's the best and the worst thing you've ever cooked?
It's funny. I could actually say that the best and worst thing I've ever cooked is the same thing. When I first started to try to cook the big Bronto ribs, the big beef ribs, I sucked at it. It was horrible. I overcooked them. I undercooked them. Now that I got it down, holy crap, that is some fine eating right there. So I've really messed them up, and I've really mastered them. So maybe it depends on how much Elijah Jack I'm drinking, but I can say the same. I've cooked great and bad on the same item.
Right. All right, Meathead's got a question that's made it to the permanent list, which is, what is your signature dish?
Right about now, it's the jalapeno popper. We get this never-ending popper challenge going on, and it's never going to end. But if I'm going somewhere and people want me to bring something, it's not really a dish. It's just food, and I bring mountains of pulled pork. So it's not like I don't have a real signature dish, so to speak, but I'm known for some monster pulled pork.
All right, so Keith wants get more people on the popper bandwagon, so I'm going to ask you this. And you put out however many you want, 3, 10. If you get to 100, I might say, okay, we need to move on. But best popper video ideas that you've seen.
When we were doing the popper challenge up in Indiana and Booger did the dessert popper, that was freaking brilliant. It was a brilliant idea. Very tasty. I mean, it didn't get first place, mind you, but it was fantastic. And then if you just saw her breakfast one with the egg, I mean, so Booger for me gets 2 of the top popper so far. I really dig what she did.
All right, Roundhouse Ranch Barbecue wants to know, are you a bourbon, scotch, or tequila guy?
My favorite is Tullamore Dew whiskey. Put me in a room with Tullamore Dew, and that's fine. Hang up the phone. I'm ready to go. Oh, and I just saw a comment went past. Yeah, Mega Fred, we will have to do a long hair challenge Yeah, I've had long hair for too long, but I tell you what, I do look good doing the Yule Brenner. I have shaved it completely off before. I can pull off a Yule Brenner, but I do like this. It keeps my neck warm during the winter. Oh, Double J, I see Double J barbecue. What about a pig Newton in a jalapeno popper? Dude, that idea is brilliant. And thanks for remembering the pig Newton. That is one fine snack. So inside a popper, brilliant idea.
Keith says my booger Joe be sucking up to you on the popper deal. What the fuck?
But Keith, my friend, I tell you what, I'm going to go out and get you some of the best cream cheese on the planet. I'm going to mail it to you. You got to have some fine cream cheese in your jalapeno poppers.
Sorry, I'm refilling my jelly jar. And it magically went blurry, so you can't see what the bourbon is. All right. Three channels you watch, one big, one small, and one you think should be much bigger than they currently are.
Every time you ask this question, when someone else is answering, I think about it, and I still watch Russ Jones at Smoky Ribs and Greg at Ballistic, and those are monster channels. But just like regular guys, and I've met Russ in person, and he's just a really cool guy. Medium channels. I don't know what you mean by medium channel.
So that's what's fun about this question is
medium.
Where you are in the world depends on how you view this question.
Yeah. So, well, if you look at how many people that Russ has, and I can still consider like John at Big Meat Sunday. He was getting up there. Then he sort of slowed down, but his production was great. His food, he's a cool guy. Almost always hit the camera with the towel. I'm always like trying to bet money, miss the camera. But he was cool to watch. And there's people here right now. I mean, people here right now in the chat who I think just have great channels who should be booming. Keith Bettag, the guy he's a freaking scream to watch. He knows what he's doing around any part of the kitchen. He's just a funny dude. He should have a bunch of subscribers. Christie's good. Dan at Smoky Goodness. I don't know. The guy does, of course, he has like 19 channels. But yeah, he does space exploration. He does mountain climbing. But he should be way bigger than he is. I could go on forever. I mean, Jeff Yates at Bologna Ring Ranch, he should have at least 30 subscribers by now.
All right, one small channel that you watch.
A lot of the guys that I just started looking at through the YouTube, the YouTube Cooks channel. There's a lot of small guys. I mean, Smoking and Grilling with AB. He's a relatively small channel. Cool guy. He does some great food. I like him.
Mr. Mega Fred Zeppelin says, tell Joe we should do a Ballistic Griddle combined video.
I think you just did. You want to do a collaboration or a shout out? Do you want to do a challenge?
I like challenges. Speaking of challenges, I'm not sure this, but we have a Team USA versus Team Canada poutine challenge, which the videos will come out. I believe it's December 8th. And for the grill barbecue, you can look the calendar up. It's the 2nd January, whatever that is.
No, I did see about the challenge, and I will admit, now poutine is that north of the border delicacy that we all love, but I've only had it twice. I've had a really good one, and I had one like, ugh. So I can't wait to watch this whole poutine thing because it sounds really great, you know.
So the only rules were it's got to somewhat resemble poutine. It's got to have a barbecue element to it. And Lassie, being the first non-Canadian, non-American person that I could think of, I asked him to be the judge. I think he's working on getting another non-American, non-Canadian person to help him, but I'm completely bastardizing poutine. So just letting you guys know now that you're going to sit and look at mine and go, I guess you could kind of call it poutine, but not really.
Yeah, you know what what's going to be the great thing about this challenge? You're going to have the poutine people coming out. The haters are going to be like, "That's not poutine," and I love that. You can come out and tell somebody, "This is not poutine," and they'll say, "That wasn't poutine." Okay, I see Mega Fred Zeppelin. Okay, I've never done a collaboration before, so we'll have to do one.
Christy.
I want to know. I want to know what she calls it.
Are you familiar with The Rock, aka Dwayne Johnson, the wrestler?
Oh, yeah, I watched The Rock since he first came on the scene when he was a young kid.
So he used to during the Attitude Era talk about a certain kind of pie.
Oh.
And that's what Christy likes for me to call.
Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?
So yeah, Christy, I'm not saying poontang. Oops, I did.
Oh, wasn't that what Ted Nugent was singing about? Was the French fry thing? Wang dang, sweet poutine? Dang.
It probably was. All right. I can throw this piece of paper on the ground because we're done with it. Now we're down to questions from the group and questions from the Facebook, YouTube, Cooks group, which I'm proud of you guys. You guys put a lot of questions in there. And I know it's not for me. It was for Joe, but I'm going to think it's partly for me, and I'm going to run with that and steal some credit.
What the hell?
All right. I'm going to make this challenging for the second bottle of rub giveaway, which will be your choice from the, is it 8? 7?
Yes, we have currently 8.
Okay. This is going to be the ballsy choice for you. In the comments section, and you can, if you entered in the first time with the Meathead's real name is Chris, you can enter this as many times as we give away stuff. But in this challenge, or this giveaway, you must type in poontang in the comments section.
I guess that lets Christy out.
So once again, not in the comment in the live chat. After the video's over, you have until Christmas. Probably I will get back here from Illinois at 9 or 10 o'clock. I will do a live stream and figure out how to hook the laptop up, turn it this way, and maybe have Mrs. Hobo hold it. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do, but comments in the bottom. You can spell poontang one word, or you can spell poontang Christy style, which is 2 words, a space between the N and the T.
Oh, so it's like a different flavored Tang. We all remember Tang when we were kids. It was the drink that space astronauts drank.
I used to love that stuff as a kid.
Yeah, I know it was probably really bad for us, but that shit rocked. Hey, Keith, I said, you're still here? I got something to show you. I wanted to bring props for a few of you. Hey, check this one out. Dan, we were talking about album covers.
Back it up just a little bit, lift it up a hair.
Keith will know this one. Where we at? There it is. Keith will know this one.
I like that. Was that? I swear it was your video that had the hand around the congressional building one.
Oh yeah, that was Blood Rock USA. Dan, I did that one just for Dan Robertson. That was a great album cover and a great album.
Sorry, hang on. I got to write down poontang in the list of giveaway things so I don't forget.
Oh, I see Kent was drinking vodka and Tang. Oh, man, I wish I would have went to school with you.
So when I turned 21-ish, well, so my 21st birthday, I moved 300 miles from home I grew up in Northwest Indiana. I grew up between Gary, Indiana and Chicago. So it's a big cities. I moved to a city with 6,000 people and a county of 30,000 people in Southern Illinois. And my 21st birthday was my first day there. And I used to drink vodka with Sunny Delight and watermelon pucker.
Wow.
Really good stuff. Tasted like cantaloupe. But the problem was people would come over and go, wow, this is really good. and then they get really trashed really quick.
Yeah, but at least you had a little bit of Sunny Delight in there, so it was sort of healthy.
Yeah. Except I don't think there's anything real about Sunny Delight. Whoa. What just happened here? Hang on.
Uh-oh.
No, this is a good possible. Hey, Big Lou Barbecue. Finally caught one for a live stream.
Yeah, but he's only here for 16 minutes, folks. So everybody really quick say, hey, Big Lou, welcome to the show.
Big Lou, we have had 2 giveaways so far. I know you're going to watch it in the morning. You got till Christmas. You got to type something in the comments. You can watch it and figure out what they are. Because I feel dirty saying at least one of them. But
Hey,
I had to do it for Christy.
I'm gonna cut in here for a second. I want to say a special thank you tonight to Booger 500 US. She's like my girl down in Florida. And hey, check this out. Hey, Booger, look, I got your gift. And if I open it, popcorn falls out. It's like snow. Look, woohoo! So I actually might open this up and see what's in it. Do you think I should?
I think you should do it now.
Uh-oh, she says, oh shite.
Is that an Amish term?
Yeah. It's like poontang.
So half of me has got ideas, strangely enough, with what we were previously talking about, what I hope this is, because it would be epically hilarious and I'd fall out of the chair here. The other part's worried that it's going to be a mundane item that's going to be a complete letdown.
Yeah, well, we'd have to make up something like, oh, this is great, isn't it? But it's got lots of popcorn in it.
It must be fragile.
All right, hold on. Look, it's got something in the bag. Let's check this out. There's one item in a bag. I think I might know what this is. Oh, shit. Check this out. I think we've just broken federal law.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we might have just broken federal law by bringing this across state lines. Yikes. This is very cool. So no, this is not a letdown at all. This is actually very cool. Thanks, Booger. Look, I've got poontang cones. See, we can make pine cones fun here at the Hot Seat with Chris Nichol.
Can't say my name. Look, I'm it's kind of like watching that episode of anything where they interview the guy and they blur him out and change his voice. And
that's right.
Deep, crazy voice.
Yeah, our witness didn't want to be on camera, so he's sitting in the background. Wah, 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 wah.
Hey, there I am. I think you guys probably like it better when it blurs out, is the bad part.
Mrs. Tango is going to be very, very happy that you got those out of the back of the truck. And we were on our way, and that was to the Tiki Bar. We went to a place called the Tiki Bar in the middle of Nowheresville in Florida. And Mrs. Tango left these in the back of a pickup truck after some adult beverages, and we just got them back. You've made her night. You've made her year.
So I'm gonna 2 things here. Would Mrs. Tango like to make an appearance? I always offer that out and understand if the answer is no, hell no, fuck no, etc.
She's actually said no in all 3 of those terms.
Hey, your buddy Mr. Mega Fred Zeppelin wants to know, what does Joe like best about my channel? Not my channel, but his channel.
I mean Mega Fred's channel.
Yes.
You know what I think is kind of funny when he's out in his yard cooking, and he's got some cool Miller Lite going. I'm a Miller Lite fan. He's got some cool food going, but then all of a sudden the camera pans up and hey, there's the ice cream man. I think that's really neat. Well, he never has the ice cream man come over to buy ice cream. You know, hey, I'll throw a couple of bucks. Let's get some ice cream next time he comes by.
Meathead, I haven't gotten your question, and since you put your comment in here, we will segue to your question. Meathead wants to know who would be on your personal Mount Rushmore.
Hey, I just lost my lights. My personal Mount Rushmore? Holy smokes. Teddy Roosevelt, is he already on there? I like Teddy Roosevelt. He's a fan of mine. I do like Dwayne Johnson. Those two, and probably myself. It would take him a long time to carve my hair, but yeah, myself would be kind of cool. Be like Mount Hashmore.
Now it doesn't look awkward because we're both in the dark.
Yeah, that's really weird. What happened to my lights? We'll be right back. Chris, take over.
Oh, joy. I get to freestyle. All right, let's go through the comments, see who's here. In for the Grill Barbecue, Christie's Cooking Channel, Booger 500 US, Mr. Mega Fred Zeppelin, Meathead, Double J Barbecue, Keith Van de Weird, or Kent Van de Weird. Kent, tell me if I'm pronouncing that right. Quest Hunter at our Shack Barbecue, Barlow Barbecue, Dan Smoky Goodness, who should be cooking right now, but there's ice falling from the skies. It's really scary where he's at. Big Lou Barbecue, I believe his 15 minutes has left. He may still be here. Keith Betag, who has got a case of beer and is here for the long haul. Bologna King Ranch, Phil and Florence. I can't remember if I said Quest Hunter at our Shack Barbecue. If not, hey, double shout out. And if I haven't said your name and you're here, type something and you'll get Hocus Smokus, Everyday Barbecue, Christie's Cooking Channel. Type some stuff. Tess Cooks for You was here earlier. Haven't heard from her in a while, but just keep going. Type something and I'll yell your name. Roundhouse Ranch Barbecue. Robert Roy. Close enough. I've heard worse. Yeah, I butchered your first name. I apologize. Hey, oh, damn it, Joe.
What? Oh, I'm here.
I got to turn my lights on.
Oh, that's pretty funny. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we switch back and forth, we're doing a blackout collaboration with Hobo Nichol and myself right now. He goes dark, I go dark. And Dan, I one of my light bulbs went out, so it's probably these cheesy ones that I got in from across the nation. And Double J Barbecue. Right now, I tell you what, I'm having trouble getting 2 ingredients from a Midnight Espresso. I'll guarantee you I will get you what you need next week. Hit me up on Facebook, my friend.
Can we ask what the spices are that are getting hard so that we can start hoarding them and
Yeah,
create this whole total thing?
It's kind of funny. I get spice reports. You know that the global garlic market is going crazy. There's shortages of garlic and the prices are going up. Not like it's going to make a huge difference at the store, but it's just weird. There's a garlic shortage planet wide.
Okay, that reminds me there's another question that I need to ask you from Smoke Trails. Scott wants to know, do fresh spices really matter, or is it okay to use the old container that's sat in the cabinet for a while?
You can let something sit for a bit. I mean, it shouldn't sit for more than, some people say 6 months. If it's been in your cabinet for a year, you're not using it for a reason. Maybe just because you never liked it. Toss it or give it to your neighbor. If you're just talking regular spices like granulated garlic, yeah, that will lose its flavor. But I mean, you can still use it after 6 or 8 months. Just keep it in a dark cabinet, keep it sealed. For spice blends and stuff, if you haven't used it in a while, that means you just don't like it. So ditch it and buy something new.
In for the Girls says Smoke Trails is Steve. I apologize. I tried to write all the questions down and apparently screwed something up as usual.
Hey, Tess is still here.
Yes, she is. Okay. I don't know your expertise in spice specifically. Like, I know you know your world, but I don't know how wide that world is.
Okay.
So I came across a recipe online for Malcolm Reed's barbecue rub. And it called for tomato powder. And it took me forever to find tomato powder. And it just so happens that there's a spice company right outside of Traverse City, Michigan, that I walked into, as I've done 100 times before, and said, "Hey, do you guys have tomato powder?" And the girl says, "Let me ask the lady in charge in the back." And she goes, "Yeah, I got tomato powder." But it was like, is that a like, I hear you can get it on Amazon, but is it is it common? Not common? What?
Well, it depends. You can find small, out of the way spice dealers. I mean, one of the larger spice dealers you find online is Penzies, and Penzies has a lot of stuff. And oh yeah, Big Lou, I'm going to do my best. Johnny Fever tonight on Johnny Fever. No, but there's a lot of different spice vendors that are hard to find, but once you find them, there's a place around here called the Spice House, and they have some odd stuff. At times, they'll have a powdered bourbon that you can add. So it's very cool. Once you find them, just they'll probably come up with new stuff all the time.
If by chance you come across this, look at me, I'm in the incognito mode again. If you come across this powdered bourbon next time you go in there, or anytime, buy me a whatever it comes in, and I will send you the money for it, because that would be entertaining for me.
Okay, you bet. I see that. Hey, did you see where Tess Cooks for You said there's a company called Thrive Life? They have tomato powder, and if they have tomato powder, I would assume that Thrive Life has a lot of other stuff.
I will write that down.
Thank you, Tess. That's very nice.
So my problem is I'm in this weird point in my life where I get blurry a lot, and I consider myself that I'm getting old to the point where I'm set in my ways, and I want to go to a store and buy it. Damn it. I don't want to go on Amazon. I have no reasoning behind it, but that's where I'm at.
Well, I understand that. I mean, when we were down in Baton Rouge a couple of weeks ago seeing JB from Louisiana Cajun Recipes, we stopped at a place called Red Stick Spice House, and they had an amazing array of stuff. And I just walked up and down the aisles, and I was picking stuff up, picking stuff out. I came home with a box of stuff, and I'm a spice guy, and I bought a bunch of stuff from these people just because. But there's some stuff that I'll say. There's I'm trying to remember the name of the company, but I buy chipotle powder at times from a place on Amazon because it's the best I've ever found, and they bring it to me for free. But it's the best chipotle powder I've ever found.
Right. All right. That question's dead. That question's dead.
Let's go to the chat room and see Barlow Barbecue. He wants to know what my guilty food pleasure is. Oh man, like what's not my guilty food pleasure? Let's go back. Dan at Smoky Goodness, remember this one? And I have this one time a year. It is so bad for you, but it is so good. Is my plank grilled Twinkies. It's 1,000,000 calories and all sorts of stuff on it, but that is as guilty as you can get.
See, I'm kicking myself here because I swear to God, I wrote Barlow's question down. Or did somebody else ask the question? All right, we'll move on. I don't know if you ever heard of Jason Ganol, got the GQ barbecue channel.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to come up with a way to get myself to Denver in 2018 to eat at his place. Yeah, I've been following Jason for a while, and he was fun to watch before he had the restaurant, and then when he was building it. He rocks. He's a rock star. I'd really want to meet him.
So he wants to know, how did you determine which rubs to make?
Trial and error. Sometimes I just want to try something to go in a certain type of food, and we'll eat a shit pile of that food until we get the rub right. Booger, I tell you what, Synapse Snapper will be out the first part of 2018. And I'll tell you about the little story behind our newest blend, which comes out the beginning of next year, called Synapse Snapper. And we invented that just for the brain sandwich. And it is a killer blend. It goes on everything, but it's like, so it just depends on what we're eating. We want to try something different.
What app does Fred need? Okay, so I lost the.
on that question there, Chris, it was what would Fred at Mega Fred Zeppelin need to be in the hot seat? And wasn't the last hot seat the guy just had his telephone, right?
Yeah, you just need to have the Google
Google
Hangouts app, either Android or what is it, Apple, whatever the thing's called. I I hate Apple products. No offense to anybody, don't care, not getting into the argument. Um, or you can do it on a computer with a webcam and a mic, and you just have to have the Google Chrome browser, which I'm assuming you figured out how to get that on MacBook.
Right now I'm running my MacBook Pro with Chrome, a Logitech camera, and I'm using my Rode Podcaster microphone.
Fred, are you wanting to be in the hot seat? I'll give you a minute. I will come back to you. Christy asked a question in the group, wanted to know any seasoning mixes that didn't make the cut and why.
I was excuse me, I was giggling at a question that I want to answer from Tess in a second. And what was the question you just asked?
Hit Tess first, and then we'll come
Okay,
back.
Tess, homemade lunch meat. I would love to make some homemade lunch meat. That would be fun. And to make it with Rome is burning, yeah, that would be man, I'd call it Caesar's lunch meat. It'd be awesome.
All right, so Christy's question was any seasoning mixes that didn't make the cut and why?
Because they sucked. I mean, there was one time I was trying to come up with a taco blend, and there's just so many. I just love tacos, and I just wanted to come up with something different, and it all turned out the same. And then I tell you, we do a lot of festivals where we're meeting people live, and they're buying from me live, and I get all these questions. And one of the biggest questions now is, do you have anything that's sodium free, low sodium? It's a thing. Like our twist and shout, no sodium, and our chicken rib rub has so much sodium it's not funny. But I was trying to come up with like a Montreal steak rub that had no salt, because guys love steak, but if they get a steak with no salt with still that pop flavor, that would be great. And every time I tried it, I probably did 4 or 5 different versions, and every time it was just a complete waste of time and a complete waste of steak.
Hang on one second. I don't know what I did, but so it's really cool about YouTube is somehow I got logged out of my channel watching it. And now to get logged back in, I have to watch an ad during my entire live stream, my own live stream, in order to be able to comment back on my live stream. But Mr. Mega Fred Zeppelin, Android 6, I think as long as you got any Android phone and if you can get the Google Hangouts app to download, you should be money. Let me see what I missed here.
Hey, Quest Hunter, gluten free. We do get asked that question when we're doing live shows, and it's all of our spices are naturally gluten free. But I should have put it on the label, but we do get asked that question quite often.
So I'm not a big understanding a lot of dietary issues, but anything that's a spice shouldn't have gluten in it, right? Because it's just wheat products.
There would be one way you could do it. We use a sweetener in our chicken rib rub, and it depends on how it's maltodextrin, which is a natural sweetener, but it depends on what you make it out of. You can make it out of rice, or you can make it out of wheat. And we get ours that's made out of rice, and so that keeps it gluten free. But if you have the sweetener that's a wheat based sweetener like that, no, then you got gluten in it.
That's interesting. I would have never thought about that aspect of it.
Yeah, when it first came up, I'm like, duh. So yeah, you know what? Everyone's saying, let's get Fred, get your stuff together, get in the hot seat, my friend.
All right, so speaking of hot seat, typically the way the hot seat works is the weekend after. So we'll use this as an example. I think after I had In for the Grill barbecue on last week, I think that's who was on last week. This all blurs. I think I reached out to Tango Joe on Saturday, maybe.
Yeah.
And he was like, tell me what I need. Told him what it was. He said he was in. And I think that's the quickest I've had a person on, and I've had it to where Wednesday I've been scrambling. So I am working right now with Everyday Barbecue to have him on next week. But either A, that doesn't work, and there's a couple other people that want to be on, or Fred, if that doesn't work, you can be on then, or the next week, or the next week, or the next week. I've got a handful of irons in the fire right now that I don't have a commitment fully. So,
Well, my thing is, I got the invite. And I'm like, wow, holy smokes, I've made the big time. And say, okay, I'll do it. And then I got a hold of Booger. I said, Booger, what do I? Yeah, I need some talent. So she loaned me some talent for this, and so we're rocking this thing, man. So Fred, get in on this. It's a total blast.
it's funny because I think I've had one channel with less subscribers than mine that's been on there, but yet every channel feels, or at least says, like I've made it.
Well, you get an invite to be interviewed by such a this is a blast. I'm digging this. We can kick back. I've got my glass of liquid and woohoo.
I'm just glad for, and I'm gonna say this in all sincerity. I'm glad for the people that come here every week and watch it. I know everybody says that on their YouTube channel, but at the end of the day, this, I'm gonna call it show, doesn't survive without the people watching. And it's not just the watching; it's the commentary in the live chat. It's the back and forth with, me and you going, but then me and you picking up things in the chat, me picking up things in the chat. And I think people just kind of learn more about the personal side of the guy that makes the videos.
Well, and what I did after the first couple that I missed and I had to watch the next day, I got an alarm set on my phone now. 8:55 every Thursday it goes off. So I'm like, okay, I got to sit down and watch the hot seat because this is fun. I learn a lot about stuff. And the people in the chat, I mean, they're all like, hey everybody. They need to try to keep up. And Kurt Kent says Dan from Smoky Goodness, who I think he'd be great. And I'm pretty sure Levi might join him. I always get Levi, and then Russ from Smoky Ribs. See, now if Russ from Smoky Ribs could do it, I'd like to also see Russ from Smokes a Rollin'. If Russ from Smokes a Rollin' could get the app on his phone, he could do one from the road, which I think would be cool.
So Booger says she's kind of shy on cam. All right, Booger.
Yeah.
Let me break it down for you. I think every person who's come on here, minus one or two, has been nervous about this whole thing. And I'll tell you what I tell everybody else. Your job is to answer questions. My job is to make you not look stupid. To date, I've not made anybody look stupid. So if this is an epic failure, you just go, that guy, he screwed me. Keith, stop hitting on Chris. I like the concept and what you're doing with the hot seat. Hey, Keith, I would love to have you on also.
What, Keith Betteg hitting on a girl?
No,
will wonders never cease?
He's hitting on me, apparently.
Yeah, well.
All right. I swear to God there was a question, but I jumped all over the place. It was Dan Smoky Goodness. So I reached out to him a couple days ago, and I believe he was a firm, we'll do it at some point. He's just got a lot of irons in the fire right now. I'm just think it's cool as shit that all these people are willing to do it.
Yeah, I mean this is a lot of fun. I'm having a good time, and Jeff is getting jealous of Keith. Come on, Jeff, you guys are really close buddies. And Booger, I've seen you in action live in your kitchen doing your thing, and you'd rock this. It would be great.
All right, so I've skipped this question at least once, if not two times in the last 3 videos, and I'm going to do it now before I forget. But before I do it, one more giveaway, or maybe one after.
Shoot the works.
You have your choice of whatever rub, one rub on Tango Spice Company's website. You pick it. tell me what you want. Send me your address. Send it to Joe. Joe sends it to you. It's the greatest Chinese telephone of all time. Answer with one of whatever Joe answers this question with. Pick one of the 3 answers that he gives you and put it down in the comment and say, I want to see blank in the hot seat. So Tango Joe, give me 3 people that you would like to see at some point in the future in the hot seat.
Oh, what we're talking about right now. 3 people I want to see in the hot seat. 1, top right there is Booger. Booger 500 US. She needs to be in the hot seat, people. And then let's see, 2. You know, tell you what, if you could get Russ from Smoky Ribs, he's just a cool guy, down to earth guy. He'd be fun. And you know who would be a riot? I don't know if he would do it, but he'd be a riot. Would be JB from Southern Louisiana Cajun Recipes. The guy, I've hung with him a few times in person, and we've done chats like this before. He's great. Once you get him on a roll, it's a great show. So that's the 3 people.
All right, so put which one of those 3 you'd like to see most in there. Just say, I want to see blank in the
see
hot
most
seat.
Booger.
No, I mean for the people that are commenting, put in the comment after the video, because I know some people have just tuned in. After the video is over, tomorrow, the next day, but I want to see blank in the hot seat, and of the 3 that Joe just named off, and I'll run the random comment generator, and that's who we will push for. And with this great gift of being able to pick who you want, I may need to lean on you to get that person in there.
Oh yeah, not a problem. If you're going to pick somebody to be in the hot seat and you need a little bit of strong arm, and I can make it happen. And let's switch gears for one more second, because I just got a comment from Booger. She says, "Open up the last thing in that damn box." So I did open up the last thing in the damn box, and look, I got some Ingelhofer Sriracha mustard. Check this out.
I've heard of that name.
Ingelhofer Sriracha mustard. Now, Sriracha, Dan at Smoky Goodness is like the Sriracha king. He's got Sriracha. He should do a Sriracha bison burger.
Whoa. Meathead missed who you said. So it was Booger, Russ Jones from Smoky Goodness, and
JB from Louisiana Cajun Recipes. Now, I tell you what, anybody who wants to do something fun, go to Louisiana Cajun Recipes, turn on one of JB's videos, then close your eyes, and you will swear that it's Foghorn Leghorn doing the video.
I could totally see that.
So, Booger, thank you for the mustard. I'm going to have it on my English muffin tomorrow for breakfast.
She says she can only find it on military bases.
Oh. Bison burgers again.
Kent says Hy-Vee food stores in the Midwest carries that. I've seen that name brand, not specifically that mustard, but
I've seen Ingelhofer in Manhattan at some of the specialty stores, but I've never seen the Sriracha one. And look at the color of that. That's got some nice color.
Keith, Jeff, Greg combo in the hot seat would be hilarious.
Oh, you know what? That would actually be pretty good, since those 3 guys live close together. And I've actually seen those 3 guys in the same room. Yeah, that would actually be pretty fun. I mean, I remember the 3 Stooges.
Oh, Keith, if you can make that happen, I don't care if you guys all logged in at one time or all showed up at one house and set up a table with the camera back. I'd like to see that too. I've toyed with the idea of having more than one guest on at the same time. I've watched a couple live streams. I think the channel's Dark Matter. Every weekend I used to, I'll have like a whole panel on, and the bottom of the screen will be like 4, 5, 6, 7 people deep, and I've hopped on there before myself. It's been pretty cool. All right, Mr. Mega Fred Zeppelin has to go to bed, as he does to everybody. He wishes you all a Merry Christmas. You guys can read that yourselves, except for if you're watching it later like Big Lou is. So good night, Mr. Mega Fred Zeppelin.
Mega Fred, you have a good evening, a good day at work tomorrow, and a marvelous Christmas. And tell Joy we always said good night as well.
And I always laugh when I read when he comments about Joy because it throws me off that her name is Joy with an I. And Kent Van de Weird says you forgot Schlepp, the forgotten
Oh,
stooge.
oh yeah, good old Shemp. Legalized Shemp.
Shemp. He typed Shep.
No, I
Okay,
think you typed Schlepp.
here. Okay, in for the grill barbecue, who was on last week, wants to know the question that he got asked that he really enjoyed was, for 1 week you can go on a food tour. Where would that be?
Oh yeah, I saw that on the list. I'm going over the list, and wow, that's tough. 1 week. It depends if I could drive or if I could take a plane, but I would probably go on a southern United States tour along I-10, so I can go through Alabama and Mississippi and Texas. I'd shoot up into New Mexico, go into Arizona. I would do a Southwest food tour, probably. I mean, I've had great food up in northern Arizona at on the Hopi Nation. I've had awesome food in New Mexico. So to me, that's one of my favorite areas to go. So an I-10 food tour in a very fast car with somebody else driving.
Anything specific you would put on the list of what you're looking for?
Oh, I'd have to stop in at the Hatch Chili Festival in New Mexico. That's the one place I really, really want to go down there is the Hatch Chili Festival. Nothing beats a Hatch Chili, and that festival's got to be just a major event to attend.
All right, Kent has to go to bed. Good
Good night,
night.
Kent.
Merry Christmas. Booger, 500 US.
I was just looking at that question.
You wrote them down in the same order I did, which was the order they came in.
Yes. Okay. So this question
Biggest,
comes from Booger 500 US. What is my biggest food related pet peeve? I've got two. One has to do with the name or the word slider. To me, people are making sliders and they're calling them sliders when they're just mini sandwiches. Slider is basically a cooking method for me. I mean, this will be one of those argument things, thumbs down, flaming, haters. But no, slider is basically a cooking method of making burgers. You're not going to have a grilled shrimp slider. That's basically a grilled shrimp mini sandwich. That's one pet peeve. And my other one is people who just always piss and moan about fall off the bone ribs. I mean, I'll cook competition ribs and I'll cook fall off the bone ribs, and everybody to a person. If I'm cooking for a crowd for my neighbors, they love fall off the bone. And people who just, oh, I hate fall off the bone ribs. You're not supposed to cook them that way. Nah, people love it that way, and it still tastes awesome. Get off people's backs about fall off the bone ribs.
one thing real quick. Texas style cuisine saying my internet is trashed. I'm missing more than I'm hearing. Is there anybody else having an issue? Just for my own personal knowledge. And Hocus Smocus says, ever make tamales, Joe?
Tamales Joe, is that like sloppy Joe? No, but no, I've actually never made them. I've seen people make them, and I see the work that entails. And man, I would like to help somebody who knows how to make a great tamale so I could learn how to do it. And eating them, I've had fantastic tamales, and I've had tamales that are just garbage. And so I'd like to hang out with somebody who makes great tamales and makes them, because I really like a good tamale.
So when I was growing up, before third grade, there was a Hispanic family that lived next door to us, and one time a year, my so they had a kid that was my age. His mom and his two older sisters would make tamales like over a weekend, and I don't know, they must have made 1,000 of them for like the year. All right, I was typing in the comments because some guys had responded back that everything's sounding good here.
Well, that's good.
All right. Somebody put Most fun video you've ever made.
Well, we did that one before. That was the one with T. Roy Cooks. Now, Booger, you remember that? You were part of the peanut gallery when we did the tag video with Troy and I up at Keith's. And at Keith's, that's the one where we talked about bologna roll-ups, man. You got to make a bologna roll-up video.
All right, so we're getting down to our last couple questions. So if you got questions, start piling them in the chat, or else me and Joe are going to go to bed separately.
I was going to say, not together. I can't get to your place that quick. See, now, looking at Booger agrees, best video ever. Wasn't that fun? I mean, that was just such a blast to do. Just search my videos and look for a tag video from, oh my gosh, that was 2 years ago at the Labor Day extravaganza, and we did a tag video, and man, it was fun.
So I'm going to double back on that. So I know Joe's made some videos, Booger's made some videos. My brain is not. Keith made some videos from the last Memorial Day party. Is it Memorial Day or Labor Day at Keith's?
Labor Day.
Labor Day party. So you got a handful of people all making videos from different perspectives. I'm assuming at different times. Sometimes you see Joe making a video and Booger's making a video, and it's all coming back and forth, and it's this really crazy thing. But when you watch them, so you uploaded yours like a lot later than everybody else did, right?
Yeah, because I'm basically really lazy when it comes to editing. I was the first one to upload the brain sandwich video because I edited that. We went to the brain sandwich feast on Friday night. I edited the video at Keith's house Saturday morning and uploaded it during the party. So that was pretty quick. But yeah, my videos, I'm too darn lazy. I'll apologize for that.
But it was really neat watching to see all these different. It was like you were there after you watched them all.
Well, if you you could search through and look for some Spring Fling 2015 or Spring Fling 2016, when there was probably 15 of us at JB's house, and we all filmed, and it was crazy. There was people interviewing other channels, and you saw all the different angles. Those were some fun videos. And that's why you need to get up to Keith's, and we could do we did a live stream from Keith's last year.
I remember watching that.
Yes, and Keith bed tags, mine are uncensored. Nobody censors Keith bed tag, people. Nobody.
I just give Keith the credit for, I don't want to say having the balls to just go, anybody can show up at my house. I mean, that's a big commitment.
Yeah, that is true. And to a point, it is so laid back. And the funny part about these parties, and the reason I want to take 2018 and travel even more to meet people, is because the first time I was at Keith's, I met Lloyd Coakley from Coakley's Barbecue Sauce, and his wife, and the bald chef was there. And the thing is, you know, the people you watch their videos, you all interact in everybody's videos, but when you meet them for the first time, it's like a family reunion because you pretty much know everybody. You just never met them in person.
Right. All right. So the last question what do you say? What I missed?
I was looking at Christy. I don't even invite family over to my house. That's very funny, Christy.
It's because your driveway's too long, Christy. The UPS guy won't even drive up it. I don't know if you saw that. The UPS guy dropped a box off at her mailbox. So strangely, I know what Christy's address is only because I sent her something a while ago, and I Google mapped it just to see it was strange because her video had just come out, and I'm like, well, what's she complaining about? And I look, and her driveway on my phone is like half of the screen. So I think it took her like a minute and a half, 2 minutes to walk down from her house filming to go to the end of the driveway to pick up the UPS package. All right, so the last question on my list from the YouTube group was, what do you think about brining and injecting meat?
Well, I do it every once in a while. It depends on what I want the final product to be. I do brine a lot of poultry. I just saw a video the other day about brining a pork butt, which thought was interesting. They brine it a long time, but I do brine a lot of poultry. I inject brisket very rarely. It usually because I'm using a lot of seasonings, but I do it maybe brining and injecting. I might do it 25-30% of the time. Otherwise, I don't really bother.
And Phil and Florence said, I asked that, y'all. Sorry, Phil, I forgot. I got to the end of writing these questions down and was in a hurry because I've got a routine that I usually go through, and then I went, oh shit, I forgot to write down the questions. So it was a melee. All right. So good night, Mr. Barlow, Mrs. Barlow. They got to go to bed. And I'm going to do one more Christmas giveaway. And whilst I'm doing that, you've got your last opportunities to ask questions. So if you got questions, pile them into questions. All right, who do I pick on? The next person who posts up a comment is who I get.
Well, hi, Ken. Thank you very much. The only reason that I'm doing so well in this interview is the host of the show is so amazing. That's the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, the hot seat rules because the host rules.
Lies. I love the fact that nobody else is commenting now because they don't want to be the one that I pick on. So I don't know if that defaults to picking on to Ken. Oh, Dan, you got it. Smoky goodness.
I just asked Dan earlier about a guy that we watched years ago called the Viddle Vlog. Looked like a football player, big guy, and he had this little kitchen, and he cooked up some cool food, and he always cooked it in a toaster oven. And while he was cooking, he had this porn music playing, old 70s porn, down, 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 down. But the food was great, and he was a very cool guy, and all of a sudden he just disappeared.
All right, Joe, I'm going to let you pick what the comment needs to be about Dan's Smoky Goodness that you have to type in to win whatever rub that somebody wants off of your rubs. And once again, wait till the video's over, post whatever Tango Joe comes up with down in the comment. You can comment. You can do this on all 4 of the ones that I've done. And what I'll do is I'll run the random comment generator. And when I hit one of the 4, I'm going to call them tags because I don't know what else to call it. If you hit, you get your pick. And the next one and the next one until I hit all 4. But we're going to leave it up to Tango Joe to be the guy that picks what it is.
So I'm supposed to pick something from Dan's channel that someone's got to come up with the answer, and then that's where they win?
Or you can just say, type in Dan Smoky Goodness.
Okay.
Whatever you want. You've got the floor.
Right, so now there's a tagline when Dan cooks one of his that'd almost be too hard. That's kind of a funny question. Okay, Dan is like the bison guy. He does a lot of bison videos, but he has other video guys, YouTubers, ask him a question. It's what? And what is that question that everybody asks when Dan's doing a bison cook? It's just the best cook ever, but he's doing it again? That's the question.
Well,
now I
do some research.
I saw that one entails some research. You're going to have to go and look at his channel. Let's get some people over to Dan's channel. And there was a question from Quest Hunter that we all missed, and then Booger said it, and I saw it, and he was asking about the cast iron behind me, and I use all of it except for one piece. I use all of it, and the one piece I don't use, hold on, is this piece right here, and it's a Wagner bacon fryer and broiler. And the reason I don't use it is when I bought this cast iron stove, it hadn't been used in ages, and this was still in it, and it was stuck in the back, and it still has It still has the tag attached to it. This thing's like 50 years old. It still has the tag. I'm trying to figure out how to get the tag off whole before I season this and use it. But yeah, I use all this stuff back here.
All right, Dan, I'm
Dan knows.
you from answering your own question.
And that's a good one, dogs. Ken, shut up, dog.
So since you brought up the cast iron, let's talk about that a little bit more. Behind you, what's your favorite piece, what's your least favorite piece, and what's your most underutilized piece?
I don't use my little cornbread shapes enough. These things, I don't use these enough.
Those are cool as shit.
It's like a little cool. It's got stars and moons, and it's almost like the Lucky Charms of cast iron. It's got hearts and moons, but and I like my 10-inch pan up there. I use that thing all the time. It's just great. It's seasoned perfectly. Just marvelous.
All right, I want to say what's up to Backwoods Billy Craft Beer Reviews. You not sure when you logged on versus when you commented, but we've had 4 giveaways for Joe's company, Tango Spice Company. So rewatch, and you can see what the 4 things you need to do for your 4 opportunities to win. All right, I'm going to give you guys about a minute to ask last minute questions, and during that minute or whenever Joe shuts up, I will give Joe the opportunity to say whatever the hell he wants.
Oh, Keith, you're talking about the cast iron with all the little shapes in it? Yeah, because everyone sees the cast iron where they're all shaped like little ears of corn. That's bullshit cast iron. These ones here are just fantastic. And I picked these up at a yard sale for like $3 a piece. And again, Lyle at No Hippie Barbecue, like, wow, $3, that's amazing. That's right. It's magically delicious.
All right, Joe, I'm gonna let you close this out because nobody has asked any more questions. So I will give you the second to the last word.
Well, we appreciate everyone watching, ladies and gentlemen. One of the most awesome shows on the internet is The Hot Seat with Chris Nichol. And tune in every Thursday at 9 o'clock without fail. Set your alarms because this is a lot of fun. I appreciate everybody watching. And now back to our host.
All right, so I think 99% of these have been at 9 Eastern time. If they're not at 9 Eastern time, I've been trying to put up a video a couple days before saying what time it's at. This week I put one up at 9 o'clock Eastern time saying what time it was at, which was 9 Eastern time. Tomorrow, making a video that's going to be funsies. Not sure how it's going to go. Still not even sure how I'm going to do it yet, but stay tuned. All right, Joe, hang on for a second after I close this out because I want to talk to you for a second. And thank you guys all for watching. And see you next Thursday. And I think it's going to be everyday barbecue, but me and him got to work out some final details. Bye.